Today's festival fare is the KV5. Now this is going for 7,800 gold, which is a pretty decent price for it. However, this tank has very much fallen behind in recent years. Now, okay, it's still a meme tank, you know, it's a very much a meme tank, you know, 1,200 engine power, and it's got 40 km/h top speed with 100 tons. You know, this thing is a ramming machine, but that's about it. Okay, this is where the KV5 kind of stops being fun, because its armor is nowhere near what good armor is anymore. It used to be this was exceptional armor back in the day when it was, you know, the king of tier 8 premiums and it was just fun to play. But introduction of the Defender, the IS-3A, the Liberté, the Patriot, stuff like that, you know, this armor means nothing. It honestly does. It just means nothing. And all of those tanks that I've mentioned, yes, they're not preferential premium tanks, but they're still going to meet you, aren't they? They're still the same tier. Preferential tanks, yes, they'll only see tier 9s. That just means they won't see tier 10s. You know, they're still going to meet defenders on the other team. And what are you going to do to a defender when you have 186 penetration? You're just going to cry. You're going to go into a corner and just cry because you can't do anything to him. You know, unless you do hit his cupolas at the top, which you can do, let's be honest, because this tank is quite tall. But honestly, if he doesn't want you to shoot his cupolas, if he stays at distance, you know, you're not going to do anything to him. He doesn't even have to do anything. He can just shoot you there. I mean, why he wouldn't shoot you here, the massive tumour on the tank, you know, is beyond me. But everyone pens this. This is where your radio operator sits, and he's just dead. Like, there's no point repairing this guy or medding this guy. You know, he's just dead. He might as well be dead when he enters the battle. That's how often he dies. The rest of the tank is well armoured. It's basically 150mm everywhere on the hull, and then it's 180 everywhere on the turret. So even if you're shooting it from behind, that's still 180mm. So I mean, this tank has very, very much fallen behind in recent years. And, you know, even for this price, I wouldn't recommend you get it unless you're a collector and, you know, you haven't got this tank yet, or you do have all the other Russian premium tanks and you want to get this tank. But if this is your first premium tank, I wouldn't recommend it because you're not going to have a very fun time playing it. Something like a Defender, something like an IS-3A, save your money up for that because, yeah, they're overpowered, but they're just better. Well, when it's coming to stuff like, oh, you shouldn't buy a Defender because it's overpowered. It's your money. You can do with it what you want. You know, like, why would you waste money on this tank when you could buy a Defender? You know, save up a bit more money because save this. If you're already thinking about buying this tank, then just save your money. Wait until a Defender or an IS-3A comes on sale again and then buy it. Because honestly, you have a much, much, much better time in the Defender and the IS-3A than you would in this tank, even if you're meeting tier 10s. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, then, you know, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in a bit.